Arsenal's interest in Mudryk has been approved by Shakhtar Donetsk, and they've spoken out that the club that is chasing for Mikhailo Mudryk is Arsenal. That has been confirmed by Shakhtar Donetsk, and the sporting director of Shakhtar Donetsk has gone ahead to tell us that today. Then Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead to also assert his credible sources or his credible sourcing that Mudryk to Arsenal is what Arsenal is on right now. And to go and deal with other deals, they have to go on and first complete the deal of Mikhailo Mudryk at the side known as Arsenal. Then the website of Arsenal has come ahead and really explained the usefulness of Gabriel Jesus to that front line of Arsenal and what they are going to miss, the vacuum and the void is going to create until he returns back, has been explained by the website of Arsenal. And lastly, I'm talking about Erik ten Hag and Lisandro Martinez. Lisandro Martinez was just a step away from joining Arsenal, but there is a call he made to Erik ten Hag and told him, I'm going to Arsenal if at all you don't want me, boss. Then Ten Hag told United, let's accelerate the deal and really go on and bring on this player. So that led to the snubbing of Arsenal by Lisandro Martinez. We've always asked ourselves, how did this fail? Because Arsenal was chasing this player from last December. They're really chasing for this player and monitoring him very, very well, but things never went the way Mikel Arteta wanted them to be. So welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys? And where are you watching us from? The Carabao Cup is back. United has played 45 minutes so far. They are leading by 1-0. I've seen Brighton still 0-0, and very many other teams are really taking part to see to it that they play this game of football in a very good way. For Arsenal, they've held a friendly today. It has ended 0-0, but the beauty of the game was that Martinelli and Bukayo Saka had minutes to play that really were really remarkable. Now, today we have a story being reported by Callasio Marketo. This is one of the upcoming transfer gurus from Italy. He's really so close to big news, and he's really breaking stories with effect from the last summer. Now, he has quoted the Shakhtar Donetsk sporting director known as Carlo Nicolini, who told us that today Mikhailo Mudryk has received the message to be present at the restart of the training in Antalya. Arsenal is a club interested. I can't deny it. Many clubs are indirectly interested in Mudryk, but no official offers. So he has come out formally and confirmed to us that Arsenal is the club that is 100% interested in signing Mikhailo Mudryk, and there are very many others, but him not mentioning them, it shows you that they are not putting in the efforts like Arsenal is. Arsenal is trying to negotiate this deal down to see to it that it comes to happening at the beginning of January. As soon as the window opens up, Arsenal wants to go in and make a bid to get everything done. And by the way, they can go on and even get this deal done before the start of January, such that when the moment January comes in, they just hand in the paperwork such that the player can even be available when Arsenal is playing Newcastle at, I think, at the Emirates. That's where the game is going to be played on the 3rd of June. So lots of things can happen in this game of football, and I really believe that Arsenal can go ahead and really get this player. So this is a very good transfer boost for Arsenal, meaning that it's the team that has put in the effort to sign this player, and that's why the sporting director of Shakhtar has come out and really confirmed this to us, that it's Arsenal leading the race. And we've been always getting stories from journalists that it's happening so and so. Arsenal is really at the top of everything, at the helm of everything, but we hadn't gotten the word from Shakhtar Donetsk. They've always told us that there are very many teams that are interested in signing the player, but not mentioning the club. But after the CEO of Shakhtar Donetsk traveled to London and held negotiations with Arsenal, now I think everything looks like it's near a completion. Reason being, even the sporting director has come out and really said Arsenal are really the club that is interested, and he cannot deny it. It shows you that it's a confirmation of how far Arsenal has gone ahead to exploit or explore the signing of Mikhailo Mudryk, and Shakhtar Donetsk knows of the interest. And the moment a club comes and really says this, it's an indicator that they are in talks, and the talks are really formal, but they're still discussing the amount of money that they're supposed to pay. And obviously, let's wait and see what's going to happen from this game of football, as from this transfer of Shakhtar Donetsk, as we are being told by the CEO. Now, there is a quote coming in from Fabrizio Romano as far as Mikhailo Mudryk to Arsenal is concerned in January. He told us that the focus of Arsenal is on Mikhailo Mudryk. Honestly, they are speaking to Shakhtar. They are speaking to the agents of the player. The player is really keen on the move, so Mudryk is the main target for Arsenal in January. He repeated this on the Here We Go podcast. But the most important is these first two statements that really align with what the CEO has told us of Shakhtar Donetsk, that the focus is on Mudryk and they are speaking to Shakhtar. They are speaking to the agents of the player. So that shows you that these talks have really gone ahead to become formal, and they've gone far and far from where you could even think about them to be, to an extent that it's formal, that Arsenal is leading the race, and Shakhtar Donetsk has come out and approved this. And when you look at Arsenal, they are really a very beautiful team. Adding Mikhailo Mudryk, and Mikel Arteta has come out and really hinted about really getting Martinez to lead the line, because he used to lead the line way back in his game that he gave him when they're playing Chelsea. He was leading the line. Arsenal was a man down, and they managed to go on and hit them on the break, and that is Martinelli the dying minutes, and the game ended 2-2. So he hinted about that. I think I'll come out and put out that story, meaning that Arsenal's plan is simple. Even if they don't sign a centre forward, they bring Mikhailo Mudryk. Mikhailo Mudryk will be competing for the left attacking side of the midfield with Emile Smith-Rowe. Then Edin Ketia switches in the centre forward role with Martinelli to see to it that they can get that job done and dusted as they wait for the coming in or the return of Gabriel Jesus. Now, talking Gabriel Jesus, the website of Arsenal have gone ahead to really hint on what they are going to miss about this player and what exactly he has gone ahead to play for Arsenal in the 14 Premier League games he has started in, with 5 goals and 6 assists, meaning that he's having 11 goal involvements. Now, the website of Arsenal told us that the impact Gabriel Jesus has made up front has been nothing short of remarkable. Across the 14 games, Jesus' skill and sharpness sped up our attack quite magnificently. He was always a key figure with his work rate, aggression, movement, and dribbling prowess. This is the exact explanation of what Arsenal bought from Man City. This is a player that will always be remembered in history of Arsenal. I believe what he's doing is like Dennis Bergkamp-ish. You see, Dennis Bergkamp never went ahead to score very many goals for Arsenal. That's it. But the Dutch master was so much involved in very many goals. He never registered very many assists for Arsenal, but the way he really found out that pass to either go for the third assist or secondary assist was really immense in that particular period of time when he was playing for Arsenal. And this Dutch master, Dennis Bergkamp, was really great. But the difference with the Dutch master and Jesus is that at least Jesus is scoring more goals than him and putting in assists. But he is doing more or less the role that the Dutch master was doing for Arsenal way back, because he was really important in the build-ups of Arsenal. It was rare to find a build-up of Arsenal that the Dutch master never really spearheaded. This is what Jesus has been bringing Arsenal. That's why I'm telling you that his skill and sharpness speeded up the attacks quite well at Arsenal. Because look at very many games. That game of Wolves that Arsenal played before the World Cup break, the way he opens up and really does a no-look pass to find Fabio Vieira, and Fabio Vieira does a square in the mouth of the goal to find a player known as Odegaard to tap that ball in the back of the net. It was really magnificent, but no one will remember that, and credit won't be given to him for that goal. But he did the hard work, and the soft work was left for Fabio Vieira and Odegaard. That's it. So if you are really not understanding the narrative of this player and what has gone ahead to do for Arsenal, the Arsenal website has gone ahead to go on and hint about it. Then lastly, they went ahead to really hint on the following, that final third threat will leave a hole while he recovers from any operation. The team will certainly miss his energy and talent, but hopefully our number 9 will be back fully fit and flying very soon. So this is what they had to say about this game of football as far as Jesus' absentia is concerned. They are telling us his final third threat. We know how a threat this guy is. He's mobile. He drifts off the left, center, and the right. He's everywhere. And his heat map is out of this world. He is everywhere in the field of play. He defends. He's ever in the midfield to fight for the ball. And even when the cross comes in through or a cutback, he's in the 18 yards box area. So his threat is really important. But he underwent a very successful operation. We are told by Steve Bucks that he's expected to return on the 25th of February. That has been told to us by Steve Bucks. And obviously, if it's not that, 1st of March, that's when he's expected to return for the club known as Arsenal to go on and really get the job done for their centre forward role. Now, leaving that at that, Lisandro Martinez was a player that Arsenal had already identified playing for Ajax way back in December, even before Erik ten Hag had not yet known that he's going to become the permanent manager of Manchester United. How did that happen? Arsenal scouted him, they talked to his agent in January, and they had really agreed on everything for him to join Arsenal in the summer. But guess what? In March, United announced, I think March-April, United announced that Erik ten Hag is their new permanent manager. When that announcement was made, obviously, the likes of Anthony came up and put up tweets that, boss, whenever you want me, I'll always be there. Lisandro Martinez was one of those that really knew that it's a chance for him to move to the Premier League. However much Arsenal had offered him a chance, he wanted to go on and play for the boss that he already knew, and that is a player who goes by the names of Lisandro Martinez. Now, Erik ten Hag today has come out and given his view onto this story of Martinez. He has said that Martinez himself wanted to leave Ajax anyway. If we United hadn't taken him, he would have gone to Arsenal. They wanted him anyway. He was top priority. That's what they went ahead to go on and really tell the player in the names of Anthony. So they wanted him anyway. He was the top priority there. Arsenal wanted him badly. That's it. Now, Ten Hag has revealed to us today via Manchester United that Lisandro Martinez is one of those players that wanted to come to Arsenal. But how did the plan change? Hear the phone call that Lisandro Martinez made to Erik ten Hag. Now, Ten Hag on Martinez said that Licha, he's called Licha, or the Butcher of Amsterdam. Licha called me at one point. Trainer, listen, I'm leaving Ajax anyway. I can sign with Arsenal, but if you want me, I'm going to Manchester United. So that is a call that changed everything. The course of the flow, the tide was changed by that call when he really came out and told him, please, I'm up here for grabs. They want me. But if at all you want me at United, I'm going to go on and play for United. That's what Erik ten Hag went ahead to do and sign the player. So Arsenal had made advances in signing Lisandro Martinez, but what changed this was the transfer of Erik ten Hag from Ajax to Manchester United, and the scope of everything had to go on and overturn to see to it that the player goes there. But Arsenal, credit to Arsenal, I give them to having an eye of players. United had not scouted Lisandro Martinez, and they never knew how great this player was. But Arsenal, with Mikel Arteta, Edu, they had already scouted that there is a very decent player who plays as a left central defender for Ajax, who could also play as a central midfield and a left back. That is really great. What an eye for scouting good players. And Arsenal is really good at that. Even Mudryk that we talked about at the beginning of this story, he was scouted by Arsenal. That's it. So guys, thank you very much for watching in through. Tell me your reactions to what you think about the following stories about Mudryk, and then a player in the names of Gabriel Jesus' return. Then tell us again what you think about Arsenal and how they lost hands on Lisandro Martinez at Manchester United. And right now, I'm watching our game of Manchester United. Marcus Rashford has just scored a very brilliant goal. He has carried the ball for like 60 yards. Then Anton Martial made a very good run and created space for Marcus Rashford, and Marcus Rashford cut in and really hit it into the lower bottom area of the goal to make it 2-0 for Manchester United, but it's always good to see to it that my team is winning. But guys, thank you very much for watching in through. Rokani David is my name. I sign out for now. See you later. I'm out. May the Almighty Lord bless you abundantly.